Now, Nigeria says it will extend its suspension of degrees accreditation to more countries, including Kenya and Uganda. Now, this comes days after a West African country suspended the accreditation of degrees from Benin and Togo. The new directive is intended to stop the fraudulent qualifications from foreign degree holders. Now, for a Ugandan perspective on the matter, we turn to Professor MOUHAMMAD MPEZAMIHIGO, the Vice Chancellor of Kampala International University. Good afternoon and welcome to NTV at 1.
Good afternoon. Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year too.
The entire viewership of NTV.
Thank you so much. What do you make of this decision and what do you think actually caused this?
I think it's unfortunate that such a blanket decision can actually be made because in the day we are in now of digital age, you know, anything is possible. People can actually design, they can archive, they can retrieve, they can innovate and actually produce something as though it was actually issued by an institution. So I think it's a shock, and I'm sure Uganda, as one of the destinations for higher education for many countries in Africa, this is going to be a big slap on our faces as institutions that provide higher education. Yeah. Okay,
so how are Ugandan universities responding to this decision?
I mean, I think the best way is that the institutions must first of all ensure full proof of their systems of generating academic documents, and this is not only at the final end, but it also applies from the point of entry. Do the students that go through the university actually qualify and meet the minimum criteria? And then secondly, we have to ensure that we have a correct database of all the students that go through, those who hang in there because they don't complete on time, and
we don't have that. We don't have that.
No, I mean, some institutions may have a challenge of not having correct records, and so sometimes you find that even graduation booklets of institutions everywhere, students who have not completed their studies may sometimes create their own booklet. They may even arrange a graduation ceremony. So it's whereas it's a shock and an unreasonable step, I mean, to decide and do a blanket stop. And I don't know why Uganda is targeted, because they haven't pinpointed an institution, and I think it would be very good for our National Council for Higher Education, which is our regulator, to get in touch with the National Nigeria Universities Commission, which is the equivalent regulator, and harmonize so that qualifications attained in Uganda are equated. Similarly, those who study in Nigeria and come to work in Uganda, we also have to equate the qualifications.
So now what should a Ugandan graduate do if they want to work in Nigeria at this point?
At the moment, it's sad because it's a suspension, and I think they are blocking their own citizens, because the majority of the people affected are actually Nigerian nationals who come to Uganda to attain higher education and then go back off a 1-year national service before they are employed. And so if they put a block on that, I think we all have to come together throughout the Uganda Vice Chancellor's Forum, the National Council for Higher Education, and other professional bodies, because we produce doctors, we produce lawyers, all these regulators who assist in ensuring and assuring quality and that we meet the minimum standards.
Okay, Professor, as we conclude this conversation, what are Ugandan institutions going to do about this in regards to protecting their integrity?
I mean, there can't be a shortcut. If you are going to be an institution worth the name and also to stand the test of time, we must strengthen our systems. But unfortunately, the ones who are actually doing this crime out there may not even have any connection with institutions. So it would be a very good thing for any organization, any institutions that receive graduates from a university, let us say KIU, to actually refer back to the home institution to ensure that the verification is done and certified before a blanket decision is made of such a nature.
So this, from picking from what you're saying, this actually starts with the institution verifying the information before.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really something that we need to think about, but we hope that this can be resolved as soon as possible, because it has come at a time when we just recently had another, scare about expiry of qualifications, which was turned down and resolved. So we don't want any other thing that would actually put at stake the education of our country.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor, for making time to speak to us. That is Professor MOUHAMMAD MPEZAMIHIGO, the Vice Chancellor of Kampala International University. And that conversation takes us in for a